Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself. I'm Alex. Nice to meet you. And this is, yes, of course, EVE Online. What I'm gonna try and do with the following set of clips that I'm about to release on EVE is to attempt to improve your quality of life, maybe also give you some good basics. I'm gonna try and create together a good foundation, because yeah, in this game without a good platform you will slowly but surely become swamped and you won't know where you're going, so you might end up quitting the game because you'll feel a bit overwhelmed. And that is, trust me, a valid statement. It has good basis. The learning curve for EVE Online is renowned to be one of the toughest out there. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and tackle what's in front of us. What I'm doing right now is a spot of mining, and let's take a look at what's surrounding us here on our screen, right? There's a lot of info to take in as per everything within EVE. So let's start off with the Neocom menu. And one thing that I like to show you and point out to you is the fact that you can create shortcuts in this here taskbar, which of course you can expand if you want to. Everything is customizable right within the game. So let's say you're interested in industry, in having a tab in here, right? So you can check up on your industry stuff. There's always the shortcut here, right, to check your progress on what you're crafting. We have a search bar. We can type in pretty much anything we're interested in and find if it's available within the game. System info, route, and of course events. On top over here, our system, the region, the constellation we're in, our route. This is also customizable. You can take a shorter route, a less secure route, or a safer route. An event, thank you CCP for that. The skill points are more than welcome. Now moving down towards the bottom, there's of course, the game has a calendar. Keep an eye on that. Maybe if you're in a corp you might find some events popping up, or who knows, you can also set up some important events for yourself, because yeah, this game is also known as spreadsheets in space, so it takes quite a lot of planning, quite a lot of organizing to get to something. So yeah, welcome to EVE, I guess. Let's move on now to the bottom side of our screens. This is our Ship HUD. That's how I like to call it. So plenty of info here as well. This little button over here is our safety. I usually keep it on green unless I'm doing something like PvP, in which case I switch it to yellow or red. But yeah, there's also a holds and base button, camera overlays and all that. This one is an important one. You can bring up your moon probe and analysis, for example. Give me a moment, I need to jettison this ore. Moon probe and analysis window. You can launch probes on a moon and look at it, see what resources are in there. But yeah, that's an entirely different topic. Maybe if you're interested I can walk you through that as well. What else? Of course, the probe scanner. If you're doing a spot of exploration, of course this would come in handy. These are your signatures and your anomalies. Has filters over here, so you can actually look at what's interesting for you using the filters, and also ignore results on stuff that you've scanned. We'll go deeper into that once we get into a exploration clip. Sorry, I got a bit of a runny nose. I think I caught a bit of a cold, so I'm sorry if my voice sounds a bit different. But yeah, autumn is here, so typically when the weather changes, I catch a bit of a cold. Let's move on. Over here is your capacitor and its status. Mine is right now pretty stable. I'm just running this adaptive invol on my ship just so I can be protected in case I get jumped by those pesky trigs. It will buy me some time to warp out until they would leave the belt and all that. I can sit docked someplace in the station. Other things noteworthy in here, you can always hide these buttons if you think they're in your way. There's always these two signs, the plus and the minus. Increase your speed or stop your ship, decrease your speed. Another interesting bit is your sensor overlay, right? This outside circle over here. You can customize this also. I've found it handy when I was doing exploration. What I would do is just filter out anomalies, and in whatever system I would jump, if I see like a red line, I know there's a signature in that system. Let's go ahead and recover that. I want everything over there. There's also options for your racks. So what are your racks? What does that mean? And no, I'm not referring to women's breasts. Your racks, right? Just like the icon in here, your highs, right? Have unfit module, come on. Have 3 bars, so it looks similar, right? So you can overload your highs, overheat them, that is, your mids and your lows. Let's exit the simulation. We're also going to cover some fitting basics in a future clip. What else? Sorry for the pauses, by the way. I'm trying to think of as many things to give you guys, because yeah, I'm guessing you're gonna spend a bit of time fiddling with everything. There's a lot of stuff that you can manage in here, plenty of buttons, plenty of options, and I'd recommend everybody finds a good setup for them, because yeah, who knows, maybe you want your ship HUD aligned to the top or something like that, I don't know. Maybe you want to see your passive modules or not. So everything is down to your personal preference. I guess that covers the ship HUD. Let's now move on to our drone bay, and I want to show you something in there. You can do this, so you basically hold left click on a drone and you can tell it what to do, right? You can tell it to return and orbit your ship, for example, return to the drone bay. You can scoop it yourself to your drone bay. You can scoop it to the cargo hold, so plenty of customizable options, plenty of buttons, right? You can approach it. I wanna have it come back to my drone bay because I want to show you how this works over here. Quality of life improvements, my friends, that's what we're gonna do. So yeah, you have this full rack here, right, of drones. You can do this always, and you can launch drones. I have 3 in space, so it will automatically launch the first 2 in my drone bay, which is these 2 hobgoblins. So why not have 2 of them around, flying around my mining ship? Maybe some rats will show up to the belt and I can kill them, right, with my drones. And let's move on to our targets. One interesting thing that I want to show you about targeting is you can hold down the control key and you drag a square like this, and it will automatically start targeting things that are inside the square. But of course, be careful when you're doing that. You might end up targeting and shooting at something that you don't want to shoot at. So careful with that. All right. Selected items box. Sorry, my nose is, yeah. Good info in here. Everything that you select, right? Everything that you click on will be in here. You can look at stuff, you can track them, you can lock targets, orbit, approach, and of course show information on the thing that you have selected. And down to the most interesting bit, I guess, for today is the overview. A lot of time people will spend on the overview. It's vital that you have a good setup over here. You can even have maybe multiple overview layouts. I don't know, maybe you need like, if you like, don't want a lot of tabs in your overview, but I don't mind having plenty of tabs. I can scroll through them. Generally I have everything I need in here. There's also a good channel in the game that you can go to and take a look at. There's the ZTAC-S overview channel. To find that, just click the plus button here, player channels, and you'll find ZTAC-S overview. Join that, and there's plenty of good layouts for your overview. Another way to customize that, if you want to make something, if you find like there's something missing from these overviews that you need, you can always go here, right, to these little lines over here, click them, add a tab, and then open overview settings and start adding in things, or maybe taking out things that you're not interested to see in the current tab that you're into. So maybe in my combat tab I could remove mining exhumers from my overview, but who knows, maybe one day I'll get to shoot a mining exhumer, I don't know. So I guess this pretty much wraps up what's on our screen. Maybe we can take a look. Let's do that. Let's take a look at the D-scan as well. Some basic stuff about the D-scan. So you can filter it to show up different results. You can have it filter, for example, active overview filters, and it will take into account the settings that you have in your active overview filter, in your active tab, right? And it will display info in it. It's a good nifty tool to have at hand. Maybe not that important in high sec, depends. Maybe if you're, let's say, in a system that usually gets ganks in high sec, you can have it on, and you can maybe find some decent information, like maybe there's a group of destroyers headed your way, so you can warp out, go dock someplace, and maybe avoid the gank. But I guess for now that's pretty much all I can share with you based on these, what we have over here. We're gonna approach different topics in the next set of clips that are gonna come out. Well, and there you go, we haven't been mining. So as I was saying, I'm gonna approach different topics, so please feel free if you have something in mind and you feel that I haven't covered it. Please feel free to email me or ask questions in the clip description. These things will go on YouTube, on my channel, and they will be accessible to everybody. I will also make an email for the entire Corp and Alliance, so you can check out the stuff in there. I'll share links in the future clips that I plan on making, so please stick around and maybe you'll find some useful stuff for you in some future clips. For now, stay safe, fly smart, and I hope I'll see you out there in space having fun with everyone else. Have a nice day. Alex out.